The purpose of this video is to introduce LED sales tools that make selling LEDs so simple that you and all your technicians and electricians can be successful selling them. It is not necessary to know everything about LEDs to be successful. As the Pareto principle states, 80% of success comes from 20% of effort. The goal of this presentation is to equip your employees with the 20% of knowledge needed to become successful in selling LEDs. These sketches made on a tablecloth at a 1994 lunch meeting led to $3.5 billion of revenue for Pixar in the following 20 years. Many great inventions and huge business deals began on a tablecloth, back of a napkin or an envelope. Your success in LED lighting sales may be linked to the simplicity of an simple process. Obviously, something that dramatic is rare, but it does not negate the principle that a simple process can deliver significant gains. A simple system or processes for selling LED lighting upgrades is what we bring to electrical contractors so they can create opportunities for increased profits without the burden and frustration that are frequently associated with the traditional quote and bid process. Our system begins on the back of an editable trifold brochure or PDF. It is designed to be completed at your customer's business without any need for software, apps, computers, printers, or coming back to present to your customer. From soup to nuts, the system will show your customer how much they will save with LED lighting, what it will cost, the simple payback, return on investment, and what their monthly free cash flow would be if they chose to finance the project. This information is designed to be a tool for you to use to check the interest of a potential customer by showing the savings investment without spending a lot of time and money on something your customer may not be interested in. We do have a more detailed LED upgrade worksheet that provides a way for you to calculate the savings and costs for a business that has multiple types of fixtures or areas to be upgraded. This expanded worksheet has separate lines for different fixture types and/or areas and is completed using the same process and worksheet explained in the remainder of this presentation. You may remember the meaning of KISS is keep it simple, stupid. Our approach to selling LEDs is definitely to keep it simple. The stupid part is not applicable. The major difference in our approach to LED sales is that you will be able to present the potential customer with a completed LED replacement proposal on the first visit. Traditional LED sales require multiple visits to the customer location, first to gather data and then at least one trip to come back to present the proposal. The traditional approach requires a significant amount of time and expense without even knowing if your customer is really interested. The KISS approach saves you both time and money. Forgive us if some of the material is too basic and simplistic for your experience. We designed the tools and process so that the most neophyte of your employees can be successful in selling LED projects. The principles include you knowing or identifying the types of lighting fixtures that make up 80% of all lighting, interior lighting, they would be able to identify the types of LED replacements that are needed for each of these types of fixtures. The S's are the most distinguishable principle that differ from the traditional lighting sales. On the spot, you will be able to show the potential customer how much LEDs will save them, how much the upgrade will cost, and how fast the savings will pay for the upgrade. On top of that, you will be able to show the customer how leasing the LED lighting can increase their monthly cash flow. It has been said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. That is the reason we provide a pictorial guide to help identify the most common existing fixture types that include troffers, strip fixtures, and high bays. For troffers, there are two types of lenses, frosted, that is referred to as a prismatic, and parabolic, which is a graded or cube lens called that because of the open square appearance. Strip fixtures come in 4-foot and 8-foot lengths. High bay fixtures are either metal halide or fluorescent. During the free one-on-one KISS training, we provide extensive information about each type of these fixtures and the lamp considerations. For our example, we use the 2x4 4-lamp troffer with prismatic lens as the existing fixture. The existing fixture type is recorded on the highlighted section of the brochure. And for this example, we will use 45 fixtures. The next step is to determine the replacement retrofit to use. In this step, we choose from the listed retrofits or fixtures for each existing fixture and lamp combination. In beginning to keep things simple, many ECs start by using the LMK retrofit replacement products. The internal-driven LMK replacement is a bit more straightforward than the external driver SY products. There is a good reason to quickly become familiar with the external driver SY products, as it does cost about 20% less than LMK, which may make the difference in winning more business. Quickly becoming familiar with our SLHB high bay replacement products can open a large opportunity with businesses that have warehouses and production areas with high ceilings. As seen on this page, knowing the existing lamp type and number of lamps is essential for identifying the correct replacement. The 2x4 tropper with frosted or prismatic lens is a prime example, as the 2, 3, and 4 lamp configurations include 2 different model suggestions. The 2x4 tropper with a parabolic lens has 3 suggested models for the same 3 lamp configurations. The reason for each replacement recommendation will be covered in detail during the free individualized one-on-one training. For our purpose, to retrofit the 2x4 4-lamp tropper with prismatic lens, we will use the 2x LMK 418 option. Replacements for a metal halide and fluorescent high bay lamps are more straightforward, with 3 basic replacement LED fixtures to choose from. The replacement fixture type is recorded on the highlighted section of the brochure. Now that we know the existing fixture and the replacement option, it is possible to begin the calculation for the annual electricity savings. In 20 years of selling energy efficiency, usually the first thing a customer wants to know is how much they will save. When asked that question, most LED salespeople throw out a percentage like 50 or 60%. That number is meaningless to the customer unless they already know what they're currently spending on lighting electricity, which they don't know. Knowing the existing fixture type in the replacement LED product gives you 2 of the 4 pieces of information needed to calculate annual electricity savings. All that is left is to learn the cost of electricity in the annual operating hours. With these 4 pieces of information, you are immediately ahead of 90% of LED salespeople. Ways to identify the estimated electricity cost per kilowatt hour is discussed on the next slide. The cost per kilowatt hour they pay can be calculated from their electricity bill, dividing the electricity cost by the number of kWh used to calculate the cost per kWh. As electricity costs vary state to state and utility to utility, we can help you learn the average cost of electricity in your market. Basically, the larger the business, the lower the cost per kWh. Personally, I prefer to use a lower cost per kWh so the actual savings will be greater than the estimated savings. For the purpose of this example, we will use 15 cents per kWh. To determine the annual hours, we must know the number of days the business is open each week, the number of hours the lights are on each day, and the number of holidays the business closes for each year. For our example, we will use 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, and the business is closed on the 5 major holidays. Multiply the numbers of days opened each week by the number of hours the lights are on each day. Days each week 7, hours each day 12, equals 84 hours per week. Multiply the hours per week by the number of weeks they are open, which is 51, as they're closed for 5 major holidays. Multiply the 84 hours per week by 51 equals 4284 annual hours. Wanting to provide the most conservative savings amount, I suggest rounding the annual hours down, in this case to 4,000 hours. After writing the cost per kWh in the annual hours on the brochure, you have the information necessary to calculate the annual electricity savings. Now that we know the existing fixture, replacement retrofit, cost per kWh in the annual hours, we are ready to use the annual electricity savings per fixture worksheet. In the left column labeled existing fixture, find the line with 2x4, 4-time lamps, tropper, prismatic. In the column labeled replacement, find the 2 times LMK 418. Across the top of the page, find the section for 15 cents. Although the annual hours were 4284, we will use 4,000 to ensure the estimated savings are less than the actual savings. Find the 4,000 hour column, drop down to where it intersects with the 2x4 4-lamp tropper and 2 times LMK 418 line. The $45.60 is the annual electricity savings for each upgraded fixture using these parameters. The $45.60 is entered onto the brochure. After entering $45.60 in the estimated annual savings per fixture space, multiply it times 45 and enter 2,052 in the space beside estimated total annual savings. Divide that number by 12 and enter 171 in the estimated monthly savings line. The discussion with prospective customer usually moves from how much will I save to how much will it cost. If you are asked that question, you should be so bold to answer a whole lot less than if you do nothing and keep sending more money than you need to the electric company. From the information you collected about the number and types of existing fixtures, you can quickly compute the investment amount for the LED products. The steps to calculate the per fixture price are very similar to those used to calculate the per fixture savings. Start on the left-hand column and go down to the 2x4 4-lamp dropper prismatic, then over to the next column with a 2 times LMK 418 as the replacement. At the top of the page, find the column for 45 fixtures and come down to where it intersects with the fixture type and see that the cost per fixture is $68.47. This will be entered onto the brochure. This Excel file can be edited to change the material cost, shipping, sales tax. Inputs for the calculating the installation price are the hourly rate per crew and the number of fixtures the crew can install per hour. Some ECs offer a per fixture installation discount when the project is large enough to keep a crew on site for at least a half a day. The installation discount can be edited in the Excel worksheet, as can the gross margin on the material cost if volume discounts want to be offered. If you do not have a person that is familiar with Excel, we will gladly work with you to make the desired edits. After you enter $68.47 in the estimated price per fixture space, multiply that times 45 and enter $3,081.15 in the space besides estimated total project price. Most energy efficiency projects focus on 3 terms: net monthly savings or free cash flow, simple payback period, and return on investment. The next step is to walk through the calculations of each benefit. To determine the estimated monthly net savings, we must first calculate what the estimated monthly lease payment would be. That is calculated by multiplying the estimated total project price by 0.1957. Write the $60.30 on the estimated monthly lease payment line. The 0.01957 is the lease factor, which equates to the interest rate for the lease. The actual lease cost for your customer will be determined by their creditworthiness. Subtract the $60.30 monthly lease payment from the estimated monthly savings amount of $171 to calculate the estimated monthly net savings of $110.70. For customers that prefer to pay cash for the upgrade, you can show them the simple payback period in years by dividing the $3,081.15 investment by the $2,052 annual savings. In this case, the LED project will pay for itself in 1.502 years, or just over 18 months. The return on investment for the project is calculated by dividing the $2,052 in annual savings by the project price and then multiplying it by 100%. That equates to 66.6%. The lighting upgrade is like your customer putting the project price in an 18-month CD earning 66.6% interest. Good luck finding that at a bank. When completed on site with your customer, the LED savings estimate might look something like this. We hope that this brief introduction to the Keep It Simple system will pique your interest sufficiently to be open to a conversation about how the system might be able to increase sales and profits for your business. Well, that's it for the introduction to the KISS system of selling LED lights. As a way of saying thank you for taking time to look at our system, we want to offer you the opportunity to evaluate free samples of our LED products. We look forward to hearing from you to learn how we can get the free samples in your hand.